It is Wednesday, July 26, 2023, and looking out the window at Defiance. It is sunny and warm here already and humid. It was in the upper 60s when I went running this morning, and very humid, and it's just going to get worse. So it's going to be a very hot day. I think temperatures in the low 90s today and tomorrow and possibly Friday. So be careful if you go out and be sure to hydrate. The devotion for today is entitled On Making a List, written by Vicki Kemper. And Vicki bases the devotion upon Psalm 105, verses 1 through 5 from the Message, adapted and abridged. Thank God. Tell everyone you meet what God has done. Sing songs, belt out hymns. Translate God's wonders into music. Honor God's holy name with hallelujahs. Keep your eyes open for God. Watch for God's works. Be alert for signs of God's presence. Remember the world of wonders God has made and God's miracles. And then Vicki writes, the poet Rainer Maria Rilke promoted praise as the proper response to all manner of things, the antidote to life's pain and suffering, the recipe for both endurance and triumph. A psalm's rendering of Rilke might sound something like this. Oh, tell us, people of God, what do you do? We praise. But the cruel, deadly ways of the world, how do you bear them? We praise. But the evils, sufferings, and injustice, how do you confront them? We praise. Your struggles and doubts, angers and loss, how do you handle them? We praise. To this great spiritual practice, the psalmists and prophets add a corollary, remembrance. Our praise is informed and inspired by the memory of the great things God has done for us. Which brings me to the list. A partial accounting of just some of the amazing trials God's grace has brought you through. The blessings you never would have imagined, or never could have imagined. The outcomes you could have neither planned nor predicted. The ways made out of no way. You do have such a list, don't you? When times are hard, turn to your list. When God seems absent, consult your list. When life feels overwhelming and the future foreboding, dig out your list. When prayer feels impossible, recite your list, and then wait and watch as the praise bubbles up. And the prayer. When I consider the wonders on my list, O God, how can I help but praise you? Well, a few things that came to my mind while I was reading this devotion is, back to my old saying, you find what you look for. And sometimes we really need to look for the good things in our life, even if it's things that happened in the past. And honestly, sometimes in the depths of depression or sadness, you can't really do that on your own. It's just you need someone to accompany you on the journey, to be there with you, even if it's just simply to be present with you until you can see again the good things in your life. I recognize that. It's not just a matter of thinking positive thoughts when you're down, because sometimes even that doesn't work and you need something outside yourself to get there. Excuse me. But it reminded me of people I know who just complain all the time, and their life really isn't that bad, and they can never see the good. And then there's other people who just, gosh, I can't believe the things that they've gone through, and yet they seem relatively happy in their life. And I'm not sure what the difference is. Part of it, I think, is our own nature. We all interpret and understand our nurture in a different way based on our nature. So two people in the same family can have similar upbringing, similar familial experiences, and one feel that they've had the worst childhood ever, and the other grow up to feel they've had the best childhood ever. And part of that is just one's nature and how one sees the world. But I think with help, especially psychotherapy, you can find coping mechanisms and find ways through that. Um, and yeah, I guess for some people, psychotherapy would be a gift of God, um, and others who don't have a faith tradition, it's still a gift that they need to get through life. So, well, there's lots more I could think about on this devotion, but I think that's enough for today. So I hope you can enjoy the rest of your day. And like I said, stay hydrated, be careful out there. Um, it is very, very humid, um, and it's going to be very, very warm. And I hope I can talk to you again tomorrow.